fed up with chat rooms, forums and grinding. It all turns into fast food and I need a proper diet with all the right nutrients and vitamins. As much as it pains me to say this, as I really hate the stereotype, but all most men want is a quick shag. Most being the operative word, as there are a good few among us who are looking for something more. I'll also be quick to point out that when I say all most men want to do is shag, that incorporates gay, bi and straight. It's a common fact most men are led through the wilderness by their knobs, and consequences are often realised in the wake of the aftermath. Thankfully, those of us still searching for that resonating relationship with the future still exists somewhere. I have managed to convince myself that the only reason we haven't met yet is because we've been waiting for something to draw us closer. Please don't ask me what that something is yet, as I really don't have a clue at this present moment. I've taken myself out on a quest to find guidance. I'm reluctant to say spiritual, simply because I don't really know what that means for me yet.
I'm fed up with the local bars and chat rooms at home. I needed to get out and find somewhere to roam with freedom and no preconceptions of what's gonna happen or who I'm gonna meet. What will he look like? What will he sound like? Will he be camp? Will he have a funny penis? Will he make me laugh? I want new environments, new ground for me to play around. I'm free again and I can do exactly what I want to do. 12 years of being enslaved to a much more mature man was enough to put me off for life. That's commitment, not me. So now I can just wander around the playing field, aimlessly searching, prowling, hunting, finding me some nice prime meat for my dinner, a piece of meat that I can discard the carcass once I've finished. Throw him back to the lions for a second pickings. That may sound ruthless, but that is what life has taught me. Never be the first one to open up and give your heart away. Cold and composed, and the curious will come flocking.
I was told by a great woman, names I won't mention, that to free your mind of any thoughts, any ideas, any feelings, if only for a few minutes, will be the only therapy we need as overthoughtful human beings. It's like defragmenting our computers. We know it's going to get filled up with junk again, but we can clean it once more and start over. From all the books I've read about relationships, maintaining them, working at them, finding one, keeping one, the main point which will always resonate for me is how it will more than likely happen when we aren't thinking about it. So I've adapted that philosophy. Well, at least I think I have.
12 years. 12 years of suffering with a man who only used me to make him look good out in society. I should have known that the 10-year gap would have become a problem down the line. I don't know what kept me with him for so long. After a while it becomes all you know. There was a visa process. I couldn't leave the country. There was emotional blackmail, material possessions, dogs. I never really believed that I could walk free again from a man who only used me for sex.
I feel empty now. If only momentarily. It's good for the mind. I can feel that now. In a way, I can kind of understand why men become monks, although to practice that type of mental endurance wouldn't be for me. I would think too much about my next meal or how long it would take for me to find a partner who truly gets me. All the same, it can't be an unhealthy occupation for them. I noticed that man earlier on throwing a few glances over. Do you think it means something? Am I reading the signals wrong? If they actually are signals, of course. On first impressions, not bad. A little bit smaller than what I would usually go for, but... hold on. Now you're thinking like one of them. That's not what this is all about. That's not what you're about, is it? If this isn't just in your imagination, then this is a sign. Do you believe in signs, though? I mean, isn't that why you came here today, to do some soul searching?
He definitely has noticed me. Wow, Keith wasn't wrong about this place. Who would have thought you could pick up here? It feels a bit wrong in a way, like I'm preying on the weak and vulnerable. I'm not suggesting that because they're here, that they're weak, but you know what I mean. Just probably a bit more passive, I guess is the word I was looking for. And that's probably because, why? Maybe because I'm assuming that he's some spiritual nut, the same as what I might be coming across as. Anyway, he's got a nice package.
Well, what do I say? If I make the first move, I'll look desperate, like all I want is a shag. Oh, for fuck's sakes, if you don't say anything, then he'll never know. What's conversation anyway? It's friendly, regardless of any intention.
You know, sometimes I just can't be bothered with all the formalities. Why do men have to speak anyway when all they think about is sex? Haven't we got to that place yet where casual sex doesn't warrant a conversation?
Of all the places to meet someone, who would have expected it here?
I think this is going to be easy. I'll definitely come here again.
Yeah, he's got a nice smile. That can mean friendly, warm, happy. He'll need to be happy. I've had enough of mood fluctuating, mentally impaired men that I seem to attract too often for some reason. Yeah, why is that? Why do I attract men like that? What kind of vibe must I be exuding?
This is good. Hardly any conversation. Well, hardly worth remembering anyway. He's probably really dirty and adventurous. Quiet ones are all the same. A little bit freaked out about the way he's smiling at me though. It looks like he's already in love with me. Why do I attract those sorts? Where are all the mean, rugged bastards?
He seems very one-dimensional so far. But I won't let that impair my judgment. I've got to stop judging anyway. That is why I'm here. Maybe he's just a bit reserved. You can't expect a riveting, warts-and-all conversation on your first date anyway. It would be a first date, I guess, wouldn't it? Maybe if we had coffee inside, then we could call it a date.
Why do I get the feeling that this guy, whatever his name is again, is going to ask me out on a date? He's giving too much of himself away in one fucking conversation. If this is what you have to go through looking for a relationship, then I'm so glad I don't want one.
I'm going to put it down to nerves. He's obviously not used to so much conversation and encountering men in a situation like this. I don't think it's because he can't be bothered.
Shame, because his face was okay until he opens his mouth and vomits. Well, I don't have to look at his face though, do I?
This place is amazing. You can find yourself in minutes and find someone else just before lunch. Just goes to show what can happen when you free your mind from any expectations. And there we are, back to square one.
Oh no, he wants to get married.
Should I? What do I do now? What do I do now? What should I do? What should I? Can I? Will I? Do I really want to? Do I really want to? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do now?
Whisper me,
Whisper me, I love you. Whisper me, I love you.
whisper me. Tomorrow I'll be in your arms. Tomorrow I'll be in your arms. Tomorrow I'll be in your arms.